Good morning, how are you today? It's a pleasure to be here as usual, as always, como siempre o como de costumbre. Como siempre, as always, siempre con as always, como de costumbre, as usual, como es usual. As usual, it's a pure delight, a sheer delight to be here. I can't imagine a better place than sitting here in front of the camera, looking at a cold black camera and speaking English and teaching English. I can't imagine any scenario that is more stimulating, more fun, more enjoyable, more productive than this. So, especially with Marta there looking at me. All right, yes, and feeling my nose itches because of the makeup and things. Yes, I'm suffering for 26 minutes, pure suffering. Yes, but I still enjoy it. But I'm not a masochist. Are you a masochist? I'm a sadist. Es que en inglés se dice sádico y lo contrario masoquista. Sádico, masoquista. En español. Pero en inglés se dice sadista, masoquista. No say sádico. Sadist, masochist, sadist. I'm a sadist. I make my students suffer, and I enjoy. No, I don't enjoy making my students suffer. I don't enjoy making my students suffer. But occasionally, sometimes, every now and then, every so often, from time to time, every once in a while, it's necessary to hit a student in the middle of the head, bam, to wake the student up. Because I have met some students in my life who I'm convinced they have been asleep all their life. They have never woken up. All right, wake up. You're not taking advantage of your potential. You have potential, and either you don't know it, or you're sleeping and you're not taking advantage of it. Boom, an epiphany, changing a person. A teacher, ya sea profesor de inglés o de matemáticas o lo que sea, a teacher is in a position to change people's lives more than any other person in society. The figure of the teacher, if the teacher's really good, the teacher is better positioned than anybody else to change your life or her life or his life or their life, etc. But some people you need to hit them on the head, en la cresta, as you say, on the crest. Bueno, crest se podemos decir, pero no se dice. In the head, and to wake them up. And they've been sleeping all their life, never realizing their own potential and how to take advantage of their potential. And then they wake up and start surprising you and surprising themselves. All right. Gain fluency, page 94, the second paragraph, paragraph 862. All right. He es un amigo mío. Se llama, all right. His name is Gus. Gustavo Rodriguez. All right. Gustavo. All right, Gus. He's looking for a way to get rich. Bueno, realmente se llama Gus Morgan. Gustavo Morgan. Gustav Morgan. All right. He's looking for a way to get rich quickly. A fast track to the good life. He didn't finish his studies, and he hates working for others. But don't be surprised if he succeeds. He's a sharp guy. This is an interesting paragraph. Grammatically and interesting and conceptually. It's conceptually interesting. He's looking for a way to get rich quickly. Está buscando una forma de hacerse rico rápidamente. Okay. He's looking for a way to get rich quickly. A fast track to the good life. Fast track means una pista rápida, o sea, una vía rápida para la buena vida. Yeah, a fast track to the good life. He's looking for a way to get rich quickly. A fast track to the good life. A fast track to the good life. He didn't finish his studies. No, es un fracaso escolar. Bueno, no dejó los estudios. Dejó los estudios, no terminó. He didn't finish his studies. And he hates working for others. Bueno, yo también. Yo odio trabajar para otros. The last time I worked for others, I was 23, I think, or 24. The last time I worked for others, I said, never again. I've never had a boss. Bueno, it depends on your definition of boss. My wife? No, she's not a boss either. So Marta's my boss, really. Yeah, see? So I have a boss. In this room, I have a boss. All right. Pero no es muy mandona. She's not very bossy. She's not very bossy. All right, so he's looking for a way. He's looking for a way to get rich quickly. A fast track. A fast track. La T al final de fast se come porque hay una T en la palabra siguiente. Fast track. Fast track. Fast track. Se usa mucho esto. Vía rápida. Por el camino corto y fácil. A fast track. A fast track to the good life. Yes. I want the good life too. Yeah. All right. He didn't finish his studies and he hates working for others. Por cuenta ajena. But don't be surprised. No te sorprendas. No estés sorprendido, se dice en inglés. Don't be surprised if he succeeds. He's a sharp guy. Es un tipo agudo, afilado. He's a sharp guy. Sharp. He's a sharp guy. No te sorprendas si tiene éxito en la vida, Ojo. He's not dumb. Dumb es tonto. No es tonto. Tonto no es ni un pelo. You say, te dice aquí, no tiene ni un pelo de tonto, ¿no? He's not dumb. All right. He's a sharp guy. So don't be. For example, Steve Jobs. Steve Jobs didn't finish the university. He dropped out. He dropped out after his first year. He was not convinced. The university is very expensive in the United States. And Steve Jobs was living with, he was an adopted child. So he grew up with foster parents. His parents were from adoption, but they were good people. And during the first year at the university, Steve Jobs realized that he didn't know what he wanted to do in his life. And he realized, se daba cuenta, he realized that he was not taking good advantage of the university. And it was expensive for his adopted parents. So he decided, in honor of his parents, to drop out. To drop out is dejar los estudios, to drop out. Of course, 3 years later or 2 years later, he started Apple Computer. And he's the most important person in the world of the past 50 years. The past 50 years. This morning I came here on the underground, no en autobús, en metro. And they were probably in the train car, in the metro car, in the subway car, there were probably 30 people. 29 were doing this. This is Steve Jobs, the smartphone. If Steve Jobs had died 40 years ago, I'm not sure we would have smartphones today. I'm not sure. Yeah, mobile telephones, yes, but I'm not sure. One person with the vision and with the insistence made this possible. And Steve Jobs is not my type of guy. But Steve Jobs perhaps is similar to this person. Yes. He's looking for a way to get rich quickly. La expresión to get rich. Get rich. Se usa muchísimo en inglés. Hacerse rico. Okay, to get rich. To become rich, pero se dice 1000 veces más to get. To get rich quickly. A fast track. Se usa mucho fast track. A fast track to the good life. A fast track to fame and fortune. Fama y fortuna. Fame and fortune. Yes. A fast track to success. He didn't finish his studies, and he hates working for others. Trabajando para otros. But don't be surprised, eh? No te sorprendas. No estés sorprendido. Don't be surprised if he succeeds. He's a sharp guy. Okay, the next paragraph. Paragraph number 863 on page 94. It's nice having a personal assistant like Javier helping me. I've never had a secretary in my life, and I never realized how much more work I can get done thanks to his help. So in this case, he has a secretary, but it's not a woman, it's not female, it's a male secretary. Tengo un secretario. All right. A PA. Se decía. Everything is changing now. Very few managers have personal secretaries, or fewer than 40 years ago. My father had one personal secretary and 2 other girls helping. And they adored my father. My father was very handsome. All right. Has visto fotos, huh? And you can imagine the 3 girls. Oh, Mr. Vaughan, Tom, Mr. Vaughan. All right. I've never had a secretary. Well, it's not true. I had a secretary for 1 year, and it didn't work because this was in when? This was probably in 2003 or 2004. I think no, this was in 2005. So I was already, I don't know, 40, 50, 52 years old, 53 years old. And for the first time, I decided to have a secretary. And it didn't work. Because I don't know how to delegate to a secretary. If I have a secretary, the secretary needs to be extremely proactive and say, no hagas esto, okay. And do it well. Very, very well. Because I don't know how to delegate. I know how to delegate to English teachers and to staff. But I don't know how to delegate a corta distancia. ¿Me explico, no? I don't know how to delegate in short, because I prefer to do things myself. I don't like giving other people my work. It's my responsibility. So I don't like making other people do things that I think I can do myself. All right. And it didn't work. It didn't work. But in any case, apparently that's not the case here. Here it's just the opposite. It's nice having a personal assistant like Javier helping me. It's nice. Nice is majo, simpático, agradable, nice. Pero también significa está bien. Tener un asistente personal. A personal assistant is a different way, a more recent way of saying a secretary. A PA, un PA, a personal assistant. Yeah, it's nice having a personal assistant like Javier helping me. I've never had a secretary in my life, and I never realized how much more work I can get done thanks to his help. Gracias a su ayuda. Fijaos. I never realized how much more work I can get done. Yesterday I was in Zaragoza. I gave a talk. Very nice. I caught the train, went to Zaragoza, gave the talk, had lunch with several of the people there, and then came back by train. Okay. And during the lunch, in Spanish, however, a person used, one person said, conseguir las cosas se hagan. And I said, quiere decir to get things done. Because it's very difficult. I need people who know how to get things done. I need people who know how to get things done. I need people who know how to get things done. This type of sentence is very, very common in English. Necesito a gente que sabe hacer las cosas, como Dios manda. But to get things done is conseguir que todo salga bien. You know, yo les delego y me traen hechos consumados. Ya está. Yeah. Consuma las cosas. Hechos consumados. I need people who know how to get things done. Y aquí. It's nice having a personal assistant like Javier helping me. I've never had a secretary, and I never realized how much more work I can get done, puedo conseguir que se termine con éxito, thanks to his help to get things done. I never realized how much more work I can get done. I have a lot of work to get done. Yeah, thanks to his help. Okay, the next paragraph. How much time, Martin, do we have? Oh, we still have enough time to do 2 more paragraphs and maybe something else. Maybe Li Tong. Yeah, he's trying to learn English, el pobre. Okay, le acompaño el sentimiento. All right. I have a message. Paragraph number 864, page 94. Estamos con ese otra vez, pero no es Javier esta vez. He doesn't realize how much influence he has on people. He's a natural leader, and people want to follow him. But he's so focused on his own things that he leads without realizing it. Ese soy yo. This is me. Por eso lo puse, porque me pasa. La gente me dice, ¿no te das cuenta de mucho cómo influyes en tanta gente? No me doy cuenta. Voy a lo mío porque me gusta. He doesn't realize how much influence he has on people. On people means en la gente en general. He doesn't realize, no se percata, no se da cuenta. He doesn't realize how much influence he has. Cuán mucha influencia tiene. En inglés se dice así. Cuán mucho, how much. He doesn't realize how much influence he has on people. He's a natural leader. And people want to follow him. But he's so focused on his own things, sus propias cosas. He's so focused on his own things that he leads. Se lidera sin darse cuenta. De ellos, es en inglés. He leads without realizing it. Claro, sin darse cuenta de ello, without realizing it. En español no dirías de ello, pero sí, en inglés sí, without realizing it. He doesn't realize, aquí tenemos realize 2 veces. He doesn't realize how much influence he has on people. He's a natural leader, and people want to follow him. But he's so focused on his own things that he leads without realizing it. He leads without realizing it. That's my case. I'm not interested in being a leader. I never have been interested in being a leader. However, for many years, I have been a leader because people want to follow me. I enjoy what I do, teaching English. Probably I would enjoy any activity. It's before I said. Probably I would enjoy, making spirals, for books. But I enjoy what I do, and I want to do it well. Otherwise, it's not fun. O hacer las cosas bien, o no ni es divertido. It's not stimulating. You have to do it as well as you can. And I'm always trying to find a way to make it easier to learn English, less onerous, or to find new tricks for teaching and for learning and my focus. And so people want to follow me because I have convictions. And a person with convictions has followers, whether they want them or not, you see. And so that for you to be a leader, the secret of leadership is not a decision, I want to be a leader. No. To have a trade, to know how to do something, to have convictions, and to always try to do your best, and always try to surprise the client, and people will follow you. Si quieres sorprender al cliente o al receptor de tus acciones, etc., you have to have convictions. You have to believe strongly in something. And that presto, you're a good, hey, did you realize that you're a leader? Me, a leader? That's not my objective. But you become a leader. Because people see in you convictions and direction and focus. Aquí dice focused. Cuidado con esa palabra. Focus. Aquí digo, but he is so focused on his own things. Recomiendo para hispanohablantes que digan concentrate, concentrar, y no focus. Porque lo mal pronunciáis si suena mal. Cuidado. Porque lo he oído muchas veces. Manolo, cambiemos la palabra concentrate. No, but I won't say focus. No te sale. Concentrate. We have to focus on this problem. We have to concentrate on this problem. Okay, so remember, I recommend concentrate. I prefer focus, personally, but not for you. Concentrate. Concentration. All right. Finally, I think one more paragraph. Does the government actually intend to raise taxes? Corporate taxes? They're crazy. They are crazy. Están locos los del gobierno. De verdad. Actually significa aquí de verdad. El gobierno de verdad tiene intención de subir el impuesto de sociedades. Does the government actually intend to raise corporate taxes? Does the government actually intend to raise corporate taxes? They're crazy. If they raise the corporate tax rate, companies will invest less and then eventually start laying off staff. Yeah, they're planning to raise the corporate rate from 27% to 37%. Can you believe it? I can't believe it. My God, what's going to happen? Yeah. They're going to invest less. And they will eventually start laying off people. All right. Does the government ¿cómo se dice zapato en inglés? Shoe. Actually. De verdad. Actually es en realidad. De verdad. ¿Tiene intención de subir el impuesto de sociedades? Does the government actually intend or plan? Does the government actually plan? Is the government actually planning? También nos vale y me gusta mucho. Is the government actually planning to raise corporate taxes? Does the government actually, los británicos dirían, creo, does the government actually, does the government actually intend to raise taxes, corporate taxes? They're crazy, man. They're crazy. They're crazy. If they raise the corporate tax rate, el tipo impositivo, tax rate, escrito rate. If they raise the corporate tax rate, companies, las empresas, o sea, en general, companies will invest less. Invertirá menos en nuevo planta y equipo, etc. The companies will invest less and eventually start laying off people. Eventually means y a la larga, y antes o después empezarán con los ERES y despedir a gente. To lay off people. To lay off no es despedir. Bueno, es despedir mediante un ERE, no por otros motivos. Un expediente de regulación de empleo. Acomodar la plantilla to the needs, to the situation. So, if they raise the corporate tax rate, companies will invest less and eventually, a la larga, and eventually start laying off staff. They teach you people, but it's staff. That's true sometimes. That's true sometimes. It's been a pleasure. See you tomorrow.